kind of snowmobile team. They're not crazy. Now seeing something which is there, and they are documents, photographs, images that prove that there was something we did not understand.
As a number of these pilots came forward, interest in Washington seemed to increase in this topic, and those pilots actually briefed members of Congress about what they had seen.
The idea of opportunity was personally to tell my story about my environment. Other pilots went there and discussed it as well.
I'm now a speaker. I'm a retired naval officer. I served 20 years in the U.S. Navy.
My name is David Fraser. I'm a retired Navy commander, Super Hornet pilot. I worked for 18 years in the United States Navy.
Steve Fraser and I were asked by the Pentagon to agree to go into closed sessions to talk to individuals in Congress to talk about the incident. We were flying a training exercise in Southern California off the coast. Commander David Fraser could lead aircraft. He was the commanding officer of the squadron.
I look down and we see a long cylindrical white object on the ground, roughly 40 feet long. What's it? So we had a face-to-face meeting with the pilot, and they described in detail the incident and the encounters, and you feel the emotion. It becomes virtually impossible to deny that this is something serious or something real. One of the meetings with the highest group of was supposed to be 30 minutes. They literally did not want to leave. And a couple of them were wrong. Could not stop asking questions.
Can you talk to me about the briefing that you received on your phone? Is that a concern for pilots?
Some of my colleagues are interested in this topic and kind of giggle, but I don't think we can allow the decision to having an answer to very fundamental questions. Clearly, something's going on. American public wants to know. Right there, we start.
Congress wanted to get the violence everything on the table that was known about. Ultimately, Congress did something unprecedented.
For many years, this investigation into these close encounters was shrouded in secrecy. Now the curtain may be lifted.
They asked the intelligence community to provide them a report about what they know about UFOs.
In June, the Pentagon will issue a report to Congress for release next month of a highly anticipated military report.
From the Director of National Intelligence. We didn't know how responsive the services would be, the Air Force in particular. We were very eager to see what they would come up with.
The U.S. intelligence community has finally released a highly anticipated UFO report.
The Pentagon is taking it seriously, saying it's possible this is a national security issue and a danger to flight. In this report, it states specifically that there were 144 incidents that this report reviewed.
Now, the study released on Friday found only one of those can be explained. Which one?
There were 18 incidents that showed unusual air characteristics. Start, stop, hovering, incredible speed, things that they couldn't explain.
The report established that UFOs are a real physical phenomenon. It also stated that they were not American technology, and there was no evidence that they were either Russian or Chinese.
So we know that. What we don't know is what caused this phenomenon.
With the coming out of this report, it's opened up a door because the report, in effect, is inconclusive.
Oh, they're already up there and I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Let's watch them tomorrow, okay?
Air Force has originally to look at this topic of UFOs. Their civilian astronomy background was hiding and became increasingly dissatisfied that scientists were approaching it science way.
When we boil it on it, what it is, when they want to investigate, give them
with the fact. There's nothing to hide at all.
So this continues the fine long tradition of the Air Force neglecting the UFO problem.
The Air Force, of course, has the most sensors, the most capability and responsibility to together today. That's the primary source of research, and they were not forthcoming.
What I fear is that government would feel they were asking the Air Force to get a acceptable report and now they can go back into it. I fear it.
Otherwise, that's going to get fucked up in
It's like trying to put a puzzle together and the pieces are different rooms all over different levels.
Dr. Hynek told me and advised me that there is no such thing as the U.S. government. There are nothing of agencies with their own purpose, their own technology, and their own budget. So it's very difficult to get the vision to converge on a new phenomenon that doesn't seem to belong to anyone.
Government agencies definitely play a role in gathering data about UFOs, but if they don't organize this data and centralize it, then a lot of it could be lost. We know at least one case where the material was passed around from agency to agency, and that was the Agua-Dia case.
Agua-Dia is an incident where the local airport detected a UFO. They notified the U.S. Customs Enforcement aircraft with a sophisticated infrared camera system. They were able to observe it and film it for 5 minutes. It's a curious little craft that doesn't appear to have rotors. It's unclear how it manages to fly without wings. When people say, how come there are no pictures? Well, there's quite an extensive video officially taken by the U.S. government of yet another UAP.
The Agua-Dia video was shuffled around in Homeland Security, and apparently they sent a copy of the video to the Air Force and said, "Can you guys tell us what this is?" And the Air Force replied back to contact a civilian UFO, and so that's how we got access to data. This is the object being tracked by the Homeland Security aircraft. You have latitude, coordinates, and you have all the information all right there. Currently, I'm an executive board member with the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies. This organization consists of about 160 people, almost all of them have background in science. We provide a location where scientists can actually come and research without the stigma that's often associated. We broke the video down into individual frames and looked at it frame by frame. The first time I saw the video, I'm watching Steven Wolfson, and then to me, you see the object go under the water, and I can hardly see what. How did it see that? But the really exciting part was it comes out of the water, and then you see two objects. Right there, now there's two objects. The pilot was just too magnified to figure out what the heck is going on. When I looked at it frame by frame, to me it was crazy. It was clear that there was not another object that came out of the water. I thought this object simply split in half and became two objects. That's what really made that video so phenomenal. But I have no explanation for it. It's just what the data shows.
The Agua-Dia video continually falls through the cracks. There are probably other videos that just fit the latency that we don't even know about.
We have this remote data. We actually have this. There's not more. There's a lot more videos there. It's not enough to release or talk about, but I can tell you that I personally had access to them along with my colleagues, some better.
information can be brought together. That is what a responsible, thoughtful approach towards something that this is that's what I put into the defense bill, and that is what is going to be in place moving forward.
The headlines are screaming about legislation from New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. A bipartisan amendment proposed in the National Defense Authorization Act would create a permanent government office tasked with investigating unidentified area phenomena.
These are serious issues of national security and technology that we need to know about.
In December of 2021, Congress enacted Gillibrand, which created a new office to study the UAP phenomenon.
What I would expect it to be is some of the greatest minds in the whole country just on this specific review. Not and people who understand how to look at this phenomenon and analyze it. But people interested in this have been calling for this for so long, and it's finally happening. It's just amazing. And this is only the beginning. The legislation proposed by Senator Kirsten Gillibrand was important in so many ways, but one thing that stood out was she wanted the office to research materials that are allegedly connected to crash UFOs. We can never be afraid of what we don't know. I know nothing about crash materials. I don't even know if they exist. If there are any, of course they should be studied. If we don't know what it is, it's not an appropriate response to say, well, then let's not look at it.
Genetics, microbiology, virology, and cancer biology. When some scientist friend heard that I was working in the field, he said, well, you're going to ruin your career. That got me mad. Just data. I'm not coming to any conclusions. People have been seeing these things for so long, and somehow we seem to feel like we need government to tell us that it's okay to believe it. I don't agree with that kind of approach to life. I don't need anybody to tell me what it is that I know is real.
Gary's a Nobel nominee and a Stanford researcher, and he's just now coming out of the shadows. He's dealing with something new with the UAP phenomenon. That's just something outside of our current understanding. But that doesn't mean we should shy away.
Your U.S. government has materials in their possession.
Yes.
What's really important about physical materials is that they can possibly reveal that these were not from Earth. Gary worked with Jacques Vallée on these studies. Jacques is a computer scientist and astronomer. He also has been studying UFO reports and has been one of the most original thinkers in that field.
Well, I brought some of the other materials here that we've been looking at. There was 30 pounds of this stuff in a multi-state.
There are multiple cases where people saw an object in the sky and crashing in the field, and they were telling something. When I spoke to scientists, they said, well, it's fascinating that you haven't given me something I can take to my lab, something I can put on the microscope, like that started to happen in the last few years.
This is an magnesium ratio for Ubatuba.
And I wonder why people always expect it to be very complex and bitter material.
One of the cases that Jacques and Gary studied involved a UFO event that occurred in 1957. Jacques had collected samples and he brought them into the lab and worked with Gary on the case.
The Ubatuba event was the fishermen see this glowing object over the ocean that suddenly exploded and shattered these magnesium chunks, bright silvery, all over the ground and in the water. The fishermen went back and collected this stuff.
Decades later, Gary was able to study it in his lab. He found that the magnesium sample, the way it was held together, was something that had been manipulated.
pretty clear that they were part of some industrial process and you needed them to be different. That is interesting. Maybe it was used for propulsion. Maybe it was used for energy generation. The physics we just don't understand. But who couldn't be excited about potential understanding? Imagine what we could do. If you could so easily move from one place to another